Hello, this is Retro Plus, and today I'm going to rank the most spinnable DBD killers. I'm with special guest goldenpigzilly. Say hello.
Hello?
So without further ado, let's get right into the game and start ranking the characters. Okay, so I'm in Dead by Daylight here. We've put together our lists, and it's time to see what we both think about each character's swoosh physics. Starting with the Trapper. Now, me personally, this is... my thoughts about this character are it's a weak entry to the swoosh physics list. Going into the store, I can see... there's a couple of cool stuff like the Krampus, which has a cool back piece which can be turned and snow comes off of it, which automatically, in my eyes, gives it a C for being
There's
fun.
also something inside of the basket.
Ooh, yes, that's very cool. That definitely. Ooh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's very cool.
yeah, it makes it a little bit more fun.
Yes, that's an easy C. So now I'd like to hear your opinions.
Okay, so going into starting with Trapper, I instantly saw this as a weak entry.
Yeah, we're on
Um,
agreement there.
yeah. Uh, the only thing that I kind of found fun about it was this one skin, where he has like this apron on. If you scroll to the bottom,
Which one? Blast Furnace.
yeah,
Oh yeah, that's
yeah,
weak.
that's the funnest one in my eyes.
Mm.
And for me, he's an F tier.
Yep. All right. So for me, I did a C, and for Golden, he did an F.
Yes,
Okay, so next character. Now on to the Wraith.
I think we're gonna disagree with this one,
So
or agree.
my opinions on this. Another weaker entry into the swoosh physics list, in my opinion. The basic character is it's all right. There's some cool physics going on here. You can jingle jangle it like that, but on its own, I don't think that's particularly good. So going into the store, we can see there's a cool cape here. But there isn't much. There isn't that much going on really. There's not much. Yeah, it's kind of just bad. That gets a C from me. Over
Ooh,
to
okay.
you.
Um, yeah, when I saw this, I also agree with you. It's a weaker entry to the overall roster of Spinnability. Um, I did put it in C tier, so I agree with you on that one. Um, it's it is its base skin isn't that fun to spin around, but the other cosmetics where he with his cape, that's the more fun to spin around rather
Yeah.
than his tunic type thing
Mhm.
in his basic skin. So it's a C for me.
Yes, I agree. Over to the next character.
Hillbilly.
So my thoughts on the Hillbilly are it's quite underwhelming. It's not very fun to spin. There's no spin ability at all. You can spin it but nothing moves, which automatically makes it an F. And there's not much to offer in the store either. Not many spinny things to play with. Just an overall disappointing character in terms of spin ability. Over to you, Golden.
Um, I agree with it being a low tier, but I think F is a little bit harsh.
How
I
so?
um because I like the way how I like his posture. It gives it a more it just is more interesting to spin rather than another character that is just straight, standing up straight. And yeah, his other cosmetics don't offer any other spinnability. I just think that his posture is the thing that's carrying him to a C tier.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
over to the next character. The nurse.
Nurse.
My thoughts on this.
Ooh,
Looks promising, but very disappointing.
mm-hmm.
I feel like the developers definitely intended for this to for the skirt to kind of floof out, but it seems it's solid, so it's very disappointing. Does not react to spinning at all or movement, which is yeah, soul crushing. This could have
Yeah.
been a high tier, I think, if this actually spun or reacted with
Yeah.
spinning. So yeah, very sad. So over to you. What are your thoughts?
Um, I have very strong feelings about this one. Wait, what was your ranking, by the way?
My ranking was F.
Okay.
Strong
So
F.
my ranking is also F. Um,
We're on agreement there. We're on the same
yeah,
page.
I do think this is the worst character in the game to spin, though.
Absolutely.
For reasons like it has so much potential to be fun to spin around, and like for her dress to floof out, and it just doesn't, and it's very boring to like just defaultly spin around because unlike Hillbilly, she has better posture, except from she doesn't have a good posture, but it's slightly better than Hillbilly's, and she's it's just not very good.
Yeah, very
They need to
disappointing.
do
Very
better.
disappointing. I'm
Very
hoping that in
disappointing.
an upcoming update they fix this because, quite
Yeah.
frankly, this is outrageous.
And it there are actually ways to do this, as we'll see in different killers. Well, there's one killer in particular that we'll see
All right. So on to the
with
next killer,
similar physics.
the Huntress. So my thoughts on this are quite decent. This is a decent entry into the Spinnability roster. 2 points of physics here on the skirt and on the what is that, like a
A
cowl
headdress.
headdress,
I don't know.
and
It's like here.
very fun to spin. The skirt carries a lot of momentum, and the headdress goes with it, which is very fun. So going into the store, it gets even better. Hugh, actually, I don't think it gets better. I think it gets worse. Oh, this is pretty decent. We have double. We have a sliced dress, kind of, and with combined with the headdress, which is very fun to spin, as you can see. So I give that a B on the tier list. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah, it's a B. Um, I think we feel the exact same way
Yeah,
for this one.
yeah. I'm glad we're
Uh,
in agreement.
yeah, her base skin is the best spinnability
Very nice,
skin,
very fun to spin.
definitely.
Very good.
And it does get worse in the store, not
Yes,
better,
yes.
which is it's a shame, but we're given with a we're given a decent uh character here to
Yep.
spin. Very good.
Alright,
I'm
over to the
impressed.
next one. Okay, now on to the shape. So this is quite an underwhelming one on the base model. However, when you go into the store, things start to heat up a bit. So this is very interesting. He's the developers decided to remove his trousers here and put him in a hospital uniform. And when you spin this, it reveals that he's wearing boxers, which is very entertaining. So that alone definitely justifies a B. Easy B, in my opinion.
Okay.
I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Okay.
Over to you, Golden.
Yeah, Michael Myers is an interesting one. You see here, he's rock hard, and he's a really big man as well. When you spin him around, there's no physics on the base model.
Very disappointing.
But
But to
I
be
do
expected, it's part of his character.
Yeah, it's part of his character. It's very fitting. But saying that, I do really like his stance. And I'm going to contradict myself with what I said with Hillbilly. He has good posture.
Absolutely
And
straight. Completely straight.
so when you spin him around, he's just staying still. I think it's a little bit entertaining myself. And yes, the hospital gown is a lot better than the base skin. It is very entertaining as well.
Absolutely.
But
What is your overall verdict?
my overall verdict is he's a C tier.
So, that's interesting to me.
Yeah, I thought you would put him in F, to be honest. But
No.
I was a bit surprised
This
that you
redeems
put
it.
him in B.
This redeems it.
Ah, interesting.
Just through sheer entertainment value. Completely redeems it.
Yes.
Okay, so over to the next character.
The Hag.
The Hag. Now, this to me, the base model is extremely is static, just stiff, completely stiff. However, when we go into the store, it doesn't get much better, unfortunately. We do have some interesting things, like this leaf skin, which is quite cool. Not much else though. There's very little physical things to mess around with on here. Just, yeah, disappointing really. So my rating for that is a C tier.
Okay, interesting.
Over to you.
I do not like this spinnability. This is very low.
Poor spinnability. Very poor.
Very poor. It's quite boring. Her posture is
It's terrible.
very bad. It's awful. But that does not make it any better.
No.
There's just something about Hillbilly that he pulls it off great. So I'm putting her in F tier.
Yep.
And to her other costumes don't do anything
They don't
for me.
redeem her, no.
No, she's F tier. Not
Okay.
good.
So on to the
Bad.
next character. The Doctor.
Ooh.
Now, this is fairly interesting. He's got his doctor's uniform on, and you can spin this, which is that's all right. That qualifies it at least for a C, in my opinion. However, when we get into the store, this is where it really gets better.
Ooh.
So when we look at things like this, it doesn't look so good. However, this skin, which has the tube, makes up for it.
Interesting.
It's very fun to spin. Actually, I don't think does the tube move? Yeah,
A little bit.
that makes
Yeah.
up for it. So that's very fun to spin. So in my opinion, the Doctor gets a B.
And he has a camo skin.
Yeah, that's really cool as
Very
well.
good. Yes.
That's awesome. I love that.
Um,
Over to
what was
you.
what was your ranking?
A B.
A B.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. He's Doctor. He's an insane man. And his spinability is insane. I love this one.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
He is a B tier for me as
Yeah.
well.
Glad we're on the same page there. You're picking up
Yeah.
what I'm putting down.
Mhm.
Right.
He isn't as good as the Huntress though. That's what I would say. But I do love the gown physics.
Absolutely.
His
Very
big
pleasant to look
uniform.
at there.
Very interesting. And I do disagree with you on the tube physics.
Okay.
It just doesn't do anything for
Yeah,
me
it's
personally.
slightly the physics are slightly weak. They should be more floppy in my opinion actually. I
Yeah.
retract what I said about it
It
being
is
that good, but yeah.
it does make it a lot more realistic because I do think that tubes like that won't have as floppy of physics, but this is a video game.
Yes,
It
yes.
shouldn't be realistic.
True,
They
very true.
Their main goal is to make this fun.
Absolutely.
So in doing so, they need to add
They need to update him.
extreme physics. Yes.
Extreme physics. On to the next killer. So the next killer is the Cannibal.
The
I
Cannibal.
had some thoughts about this, but in my opinion, his apron is quite interesting to twirl.
Mm-hmm.
It's you can play a little game where you try and get it the right speed so it just hovers there, like that forever.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's some game ability. That's quite rare, with the spinning of the characters, the
Yeah,
spinner
and
roster.
it gets rigid as well.
That's very cool.
Mhm.
But when we go into the store, unfortunately, there isn't much to offer. There's the old lady, which is a very entertaining skin, but sadly, the spin ability is, in my opinion, worse than the base skin. And the pretty woman skin is terrible. Very
Not
little,
very pretty.
very little physics. The tie doesn't even move. The
Yes,
tie,
it does.
it does move, but it doesn't flop out. Which
Yes,
is
it does.
does it?
Yeah.
It doesn't like go like
Yes,
like that
it
though. It
does.
doesn't go like a helicopter. That extreme physics is what we want. So
I see what you
yeah,
mean.
yeah. So
Yes.
that to me is quite disappointing.
Bubba.
I gave the Cannibal a C.
Ooh.
So yeah,
Okay.
disappointing for me. Over to
So
you.
I disagree with you on that one.
Okay.
This is great physics. I love this apron so much. When you spin it around, yeah, it's really nice. And it
It
goes
is
a
quite
bit
a nice
rigid as
apron.
well. He also has that tie as well, where on
Ooh.
this skin it's not as noticeable because
I don't think I actually noticed that.
all of your attention is on the apron. You don't notice this. It's more noticeable on the pretty woman skin, where it's only the tie.
Yep.
Overall, it's a strong B. I
If I had
enjoyed
noticed
this
the
one a lot.
tie, I might have given him a B. To be
Oh,
honest,
okay.
but yeah,
Ooh,
because the tie is
very,
extremely nice. You can
yeah.
flop that. That's a secondary physical asset
Mhm.
right there.
It's a very entertaining skin.
It is. Okay,
I'm
over to the
very
next one.
impressed.
The pig.
Okay.
That's quite fun to do. like that. That's quite entertaining. The dual skirt thing, the split. That is quite cool.
Very nice.
Skirt ones tend to be stronger
Hmm.
because the swooshing of the skirts is usually quite fun to do. So going into the store, it doesn't get much better. Sadly, it gets worse.
None of them have good physics.
No, they're terrible, absolutely
Hmm.
terrible.
Yeah.
My overall opinions on the pig may upset some, may be a bit controversial, but I'm gonna have to give it a C.
Ooh. Okay. I thoroughly enjoy the pig. I love
You
her
might be a
cape
bit
physics.
biased because yeah,
Um, Shut up. I love I love the cape physics a lot. You spin her around like a helicopter. Maybe she'll take off, but she never will. And
when pigs fly, as they say.
yeah, when pigs fly, um, but saying that, I do really enjoy this one. It's a B tier for me,
All right,
just below Cannibal,
that's fair.
actually, one spot below Cannibal,
All right, on to the next
purely
one.
because
Mm,
the other cosmetics add nothing
yeah,
other than
true.
the hair on
Yeah,
some of them.
very minor movement though.
Yeah,
Nothing
very,
to write home
very.
about.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the next one, the clown. Oh, I've been excited. I've been looking forward to this one.
Yeah, me too.
This strong entry
Ooh,
on the base model here. These flaps on this suit, fantastic to spin. Absolutely a joy,
yeah,
pleasure. These
very much.
keys, or whatever that is,
Their
this ring
fingers.
is very
It's like
cool. The stomach
fingers.
wobbles, which is very funny. I love that, and the hair is slightly moves, which is very cool. So that's like 4 points of physics right there, which is amazing. So that alone qualifies it for an easy, a very very easy A. But going into the
Ooh,
store, there are some interesting outfits. This being the most interesting. Now this snout, that is the stuff that we dream about right there as spinning enthusiasts. This is fantastic. So the clown easily gets an A. Easy A. Over to
ooh.
you.
Interesting, interesting. This may be the most controversial pick for me. Um, I do enjoy everything that you said. Like the cape physics are remarkable, and
Mm-hmm.
the fact that it even has physics in his belly, very impressive and very enjoyable, very funny
Very
as
funny, yeah.
well.
As it should
Um,
be,
hmm
being a clown.
And the skin, the pink elephant skin is very, very
Extremely good.
interesting. Very fun to spin around. I love the snout, I love the ears.
Mm-hmm.
But saying this, I do think it's a B tier.
That's
And
a little controversial.
not only is it a B tier, it's below pig.
I was debating giving
I'm
it an
very
S,
sorry.
if I'm gonna be honest.
Ooh. But I know that you have
Not quite.
a long history with this character and his belly physics. Know when you first started playing this game, you looked to the clown and saw the
Indeed.
physics in his belly,
Very,
and
I was very impressed.
that is very interesting.
Very impressed.
That's what you said. Oh
On
my
to the
god,
next
this is gonna
character.
take so long. Are you recording?
Yes, I am.
Oh.
The Spirit. Now, this is actually an interesting character because the physics are with the limbs, which is very unique. So if we zoom in, we can see that there is slight wobble with the appendages on the legs and on the arms, which is very cool. You can even, this is a very fun character to spin because you can see all the meat inside the bone, which is very nice to see.
Very good details.
Going into the store, it gets very interesting. So, there are some cool skins here, but the most interesting one, this one, very fun to spin to swoosh around. That here is brilliant, very fun to spin. This here too, but the white here, or yes,
There's
that's
more
fantastic.
of it to
There's
spin.
plenty. So the store for this character really redeems it. Really doesn't just redeem it, boosts it up to what I think is an easy A. Easy A.
Ooh. Okay. So, the Spirit is an interesting one. It's probably the most different to all of the other characters with its Spinnability. She is probably the best one to spin slowly, in my
Yeah.
opinion, because you really get to see the limbs move about, and it's a very interesting effect to see
Yes,
them move
indeed.
about.
To see through the limbs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Going into the store, I saw the one skin. The not that one. That one. Not that one. The one next to that one.
Ooh.
I
Yes.
really enjoy the movement
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
hair in this one.
It's like an optical illusion almost.
This one is very nice. That's my favorite skin to spin around
agree.
with the Spirit. But saying that, I do think that she's B tier. Not only
Interesting. We're on an agreement there.
you said she was A tier.
Oh yes. Yeah, we disagree there.
Yeah. She's below the Huntress in B tier.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving on. Moving swiftly on. The Plague!
The
Now!
Plague. Yes.
Here we go. I've been waiting for this.
This is the inspiration.
The inspiration
the
for this
starting of this
very
video.
list. For this very idea.
Yeah.
This very video idea. Right here. The textbook example of Spinnability. We have the Plague. Watch this. Look at that. That smoke trail on this lantern thing. Not just that. The dress. Extremely pretty to look at and as it spins. Very nice. And the physics of the lantern are beautiful. The smoke, this little flappy bit here, very cool. Easy S. Before you even get into the store, that is so rare. You never see that. So, and when you get into the store, it's just as good. There's so many good ones here. This is awesome. It's the quadruple spinning dress. It's so good. So, over to you.
I very much agree with you on this one. This
She
is
talks.
the
Shut up.
yeah, she does. this is the epitome of spinnability. This is
Absolutely.
amazing. This is remarkable. This is the definition of fun.
It's
When,
almost worth not reading up and not even playing the game just so you can stay in the
yeah,
menu more.
yeah, just to spin her around a bit more.
Absolutely.
But in saying that, even when you go into the game, even when you're in the game and playing as the plague, she still has
Indeed.
spinnability on her lantern, and it's so fun. It's so good. I love the physics of the lantern, and in combination with her two ribbons, it makes
Oh my god,
an
absolute joy.
amazing, yeah, pure, pure joy.
Hmm.
And it does get better in the shop,
It does. Really does.
especially with that skin that you were just looking at,
Oh,
the
that's
quadruple
incredible.
ribbon skin. This is
Which one
amazing.
is it? Yeah, this
Not
one.
o- not only is
Oh,
it
look
the
at that.
best, it's the best in Dead by Daylight.
Absolutely, definitively.
Dare I say, it's the best in all of gaming history.
Possibly. It's just beautiful. Obviously, I don't have. If I could give it, if there was a grade above S, I would give it to this
Hmm.
because, oh, beautiful, absolutely beautiful,
Yes, I do agree with that one. It is a
absolutely
very, very, very strong S.
the
Way
strongest
ahead,
possible S times
way
infinity.
ahead from everyone.
Yeah,
This
the
is very,
brilliant,
very fun.
very
I do
good.
enjoy this one.
Okay, moving on. The
It also
ghost.
sets a high
It
example.
does. The bar
A high,
is
the
impossibly
bar is,
high. Absolutely
they do
brilliant. I
not
wish
know
you'd shut up.
what you are.
Next
No.
character, Ghostface. This this is an interesting character right here. We've got anti-gravity ribbons, which is very interesting.
Yes.
And they stay
Yes.
in place, and you can kind of whip them around. That to me qualifies immediately for a B, like
Ooh.
easily. However, when we get into the store, we get to see things like this
Ooh.
and this. How cool is
Ooh.
that?
They're
It's
both the
even more swingy.
same.
They're not.
Yes, they are.
So, and the red one. So for this easily gets an A, easy A.
Ooh.
Very fun
Yeah,
spin, but easy A.
I agree with you. This is a very, very fun one. I do love Ghostface and his ribbons, his floating
Very
ribbons,
fun.
and even his little tunic thing,
Yep,
dress thing. It
fantastic.
makes for very fun spinning
Dare I say
session.
even an S?
Ooh, no,
Possibly. Not quite, but nearly.
maybe,
A
possibly.
strong A. A strong A. No doubt.
Hmm.
So we're
I
on
I do
agreement there.
like to play with his ribbons and whip them around.
It almost makes you want to run towards him.
Hmm.
Almost.
Very, very close.
So the next one, the Demogorgon. Very disappointing,
Oh,
honestly. Very little physical stuff here. Spinning him isn't that interesting. I mean, this is really ugly here, looking there. Um, the front side isn't much better. Going into the store, it doesn't get much better, sadly. There is this one interesting one which has chains that flop around, but even then, I don't know, it's not that good. I personally give it an F.
Ooh. I
Over to you.
I agree with you on that
Yeah,
one.
very
With every
disappointing.
statement you say, it's
Yeah.
very disappointing. it's even worse than the hag
Yeah,
as well.
terrible, honestly.
This just all goes to show how special the hillbilly does and how he is the only bad posture king.
Just to
There's
remind, yeah,
yeah, just to remind you, I put hillbilly at C tier
I
because
put
of
him
his
at F, by the way.
Mhm. And yeah, all of the other killers, they're not as good as hillbilly with his bad posture.
The bad posture really it adds to the charm,
Yeah, very much.
gives you something to laugh at too,
Yeah.
which does add to the entertainment value, which is important.
It's good to laugh at
It's good to laugh at
people.
cripples.
Yeah.
So going on to the next one, we have the Death Slinger now. This is a very interesting character. He has 3 points of physics. The dress, the shoulder stuff, and the hair, which is quite fun to swoosh. As you can see, he kind of looks quite cool too. Standing quite straight. Oh, he spat. That's disgusting. Going into the store though. This is very cool. His hair is has like is cool and his dress is cool. So this gets a B because he spat. I was gonna give him an A.
Oh no. Well, I disagree with you on that one. I love the physics on his cape. This is very enjoyable. I love his cape so much.
It's very enjoyable indeed.
Yeah, spinning it around and seeing it flop about.
Indeed. And the
It's
hair and
very
the
fun.
shoulder stuff.
Hmm.
Probably a formal name for that.
Yeah. Not much to say on this one. Just look at it.
Indeed. Well
I put
said.
it in a strong A. The strong A above Ghostface
I put it
in
at
A
an
tier.
average B.
I disagree with you on that one.
Okay. It's
Very,
okay to be
very good
wrong.
physics.
Um next killer is the Executioner.
Ooh, the
This
executioner.
one's alright. It's got these flappy bits here, but that's nothing to write home about in my opinion. And in the store, yeah, it doesn't get much better. This is quite cool, but yeah, not particularly good to me. Just very average. Personally, I would give this C.
Ooh.
C.
Ooh. I disagree with you on that one. Pyramid Head is amazing. The tunic physics, there's not much there, but what is there is great. And you see sometimes it gets stuck in his leg, which is
Ooh.
very, very nice, I think. Just spinning it around like forwards and backwards.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
just it has great physics on this one. It possibly has one of the greatest physics in the
It's
game,
stuck in his
in my
leg.
opinion, other than getting stuck in his leg, which happens very, very often. This is not why I put it in where it's at though. I love the look of his great knife and how it
Oh,
spins
absolutely.
around.
Yeah. Oh,
I like to think that when you're spinning it around, it digs a hole in the ground.
yeah. Circular hole.
Yeah, it's and the fact that he's very tall, it just adds to it. It's very
Very nice
enjoyable.
character
That's why I'm
to
putting it
spin.
in strong B, borderline A
We're at
tier.
a disagreement there, though.
Hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Because I.
you are wrong though.
Okay. But yeah, it's not the worst Spinnability I've ever seen, but I think it could have been better,
Ooh.
especially with the stall. On to the next character, the Blight. Now, this one's very disappointing. Just gonna say it's flat out. Very little Spinnability. Stall, not much to offer. Yeah. The clothes are quite, that's alright, but not particularly good. Honestly, this might upset some, but F.
Ooh. I do agree with you on this one. I think it has so much potential with its cape
Yeah,
and its
untapped.
jaw as well,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it it just doesn't fulfill my expectations.
Very
The
disappointing.
physics are not strong enough. They are very, very rigid. The jaw barely moves when you spin it around. I, I, I'm just,
Yes, F.
I'm very
F.
sad. But I do think it's better than some Fs, so I'm putting
Oh.
it in C tier, in my opinion. It's a
Okay,
C
that's a
tier.
surprise. That's a surprise.
Its posture comes close to Hillbilly, but it just doesn't do it. It's
Hillbilly's
not
posture
Hillbilly
is,
posture.
yeah. It does come
Mhm.
close, though. I agree.
Mhm.
Um, okay, on to the twins. Actually, quite an interesting one, to be honest. With this backpack, with the jingly jangly bits, that's really cool. And this slight wibble with the
Trickster.
with this, very cool.
He's
Um,
like a little bobblehead.
yeah. Oh, that's very cool too. Yeah. Um, very nice, and it's fun to look around into this big open wound here, big open cavity.
Yes.
Going into the store though, we've got some interesting costumes. Um, this is very cool. More very fun chain thing on the back, which is very reminiscent of the plague.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking exactly.
Indeed. So that immediately gets high marks when you see stuff like that. Um, and yeah, some just overall, I give this an A.
Ooh, an A tier.
Absolutely strong A
That's a
even.
very interesting, a
Yeah.
strong A
Mhm.
tier.
Maybe
Ooh,
maybe not a strong, maybe like medium, light strong A.
okay. That's very interesting. Yes, I do enjoy the backpack physics of
Indeed.
this. It's very fun to jingle jangle it about, and she also has like other things on her body that jingles around. Her dress doesn't have that much physics on it, but it has a little bit.
You have to
I
wibble
don't
it.
yeah, I
It's
don't
like
see
a
why.
yeah.
I
It's
don't see why
more.
it has very low physics, but it just does.
It's in the spinning community. We would class this as a wibbler
Yeah,
rather
she's
than a
definitely a
whoosher.
Wibbler.
Yeah.
hmm
Which
Um,
usually whooshers are preferable to wibblers.
definitely, definitely. Wibblers
Not
are
much to look at with a wibbler.
weak. hmm Um, yeah, a low B tier
Low
for
B.
me.
Okay,
Low B.
that's interesting.
I do honestly, I don't see why you put this in A tier,
Because the
even
bell
close.
on this one that automatically qualifies it for an A in my opinion.
Ooh,
On the costume on this one,
it does. Not that one.
this one here,
It
that's
does
great,
remind me of Plague, which
fantastic,
gives me brief happiness, but
indeed.
then it just makes me want to switch back to
Yeah. Oh,
Plague
I
and
agree.
spin.
I agree.
hmm
Um, but it is very good, and the skirt physics on the dress physics are
Yeah.
fantastic on this too. That's
Mhm.
really fun.
Very
Overall, I
nice.
think this skin is the best choice if you're going for
Mhm.
wobbleability.
Definitely.
100%, yeah. So on to the next character, the Trickster.
Ooh, the trick.
Yeah, disappointing, very disappointing. This is all he can do really. You can just do that in the store. You go into the store and it's kind of no wobbleability there, none there, tiny bit there. Yeah, not great in my opinion. Very weak wobbler. Def F tier.
Ooh.
Not the
Um.
worst F, but like maybe a light F.
Ooh. Okay. That means it's bad.
A strong
Really bad.
F. Yeah,
Yeah.
strong F.
Mhm. Yeah. The trickster. He is pretty disappointing in my eyes with his coat.
Both. Let me add, both as a killer and as a spinner.
Mhm.
That may be
Yeah.
controversial to some, but yeah,
No.
deal with it.
I love the look of the trickster though.
He
His
does look quite cool.
colors with his yellow overcoat and his bright pink and gold trousers. It's very, it's a treat for your eye to look
Indeed,
at,
it's like it's
especially that he has no shirt on and he
yeah,
has chains on. It's
change.
very nice.
Very
Chains
cool.
and his bright yellow eyes.
And
It's very
the
nice.
bat, which is actually quite cool. The
And his
wacky
slick back
over the top
hair.
bat. Yeah.
Yeah, and his perfect facial features as
Reminds me a
well.
bit of Pagan Min from Far Cry
hmm
4.
And
Um,
his nice earring,
Nailed the
dangly earring.
aesthetics, but sadly couldn't nail the
hmm
spin. Couldn't nail the spin.
I disagree with you.
Oh,
I
what was
I
your rating?
think the trickster is B tier, in
Ooh,
my opinion. Not only is it a B tier,
okay.
it's above it is above the twins,
Ooh,
which isn't
that may be
saying much because
controversial.
the twins is a low B tier. So he is a low B tier, but
That's
I do enjoy
unexpected.
spinning him
Did not
and
expect
looking
that.
at him. hmm
On to the next character. The Nemesis.
The
Ooh, the
Nemesis.
biggest killer in the
Oh,
game. So big that his head reaches the
the
top of the GUI.
Nemesis.
So I may be a bit biased here, just a little bit, but his skirt physics are very cool. Just because this is so big, and they get like a lot of wind, like the wind really picks them up, because there's more of them.
Mm,
I mean, it's like a
yeah.
larger surface area, so it really whooshes up. So
hmm
that's very nice.
Yeah.
Going into the store, his costumes are weaker. I mean, yeah, he's
And,
only got this one, so
mhm. In my opinion, it gets worse with this
yeah,
one.
yeah, I agree.
But yeah.
But I give him a C, just okay.
hmm Ooh. Ooh.
A
Okay.
strong C though.
The Nemesis.
Yeah,
I very much enjoy spinning this one.
it is quite enjoyable. Maybe I'm too
It is
harsh.
very, very nice. Just look at it. He's about to take off. That's a sign of a good spinability. And it's his dress is so large that it goes out so far.
It goes out of bounds.
Yeah, it goes out of bounds. And actually go to his other skin. I have to change my what I said about this a few seconds ago because look at his wrists as well.
Ooh, All
Very nice.
floppy.
Yeah, very floppy, broken.
That's cool.
But this is great. This is amazing spinnability. I love this. This is very, very. This is one of the best
Ooh,
spinnabilities in the
bold
game.
claim.
He's very, very much an S tier. He is,
Really?
yes.
Wow, I thought I was biased.
No,
Wow.
I'm not saying this because of
S.
bias.
S.
Because look at that. Go on to the other skin, the default. Look at this spin. Wow.
That's
This is
bold.
amazing. I'm speechless, to be honest. This is so nice. It's like the plague, except from he does what the plague does with her ribbon skirt thing, but
Ooh,
he does it better within that area.
that's
It's just
interesting.
I can't say much because I'm speechless. This is
I just thought
amazing.
it was under average, but
Mm, I very much disagree with you on
it
that
was
one.
okay. It's okay.
Hmm.
Um,
You're wrong.
maybe I am because I do quite like that. That is slowly growing on me, especially
Hmm.
with the wrist ones on the skin. The
Yeah.
last one, at least
No.
until I reset and magically receive these. Okay. So the Cenobite,
Ooh,
this
this.
is very interesting. Um, this to me gets very. This is very fun
Hmm. That's
doing
exactly what
this.
I was thinking.
It's like, I mean, just look at that. It's not much. It's just on this side of his body, but that like that alone, the way it expands and comes back in, is really satisfying.
Hmm.
Like that. Oh, I love that. That's really cool. Like it goes.
Hmm.
That's beautiful. That alone at least gets an A, at least.
Yes.
So over to the store.
Hmm.
Eh, that's alright. It's got the ribbons, which is pretty cool. This kind of reminds me of something that maybe Sora would wear in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, definitely.
It doesn't. I don't think it really
Except
belongs
from
on him.
it's more evil, an
Yeah,
evil version of Sora.
yeah. This is pretty cool. Actually, no, this one isn't cool. This one promises more. It promises change, but it does not deliver, which
Hmm.
is quite sad.
Yeah.
Um, the aesthetics of this one are nice though. I like the chattering teeth. Let me
Hmm.
get a zoom in on that. Okay, here's the chains.
Hmm.
Get a zoom in on the teeth.
I do love those teeth.
Very nice, very nice.
Hmm.
But the spinnability of this, honestly, that gets an A easily.
Hmm.
So
Okay,
yeah,
I agree with you on this one. This is amazing.
indeed,
The
strong A, strong
Yes,
A.
this stress physics is amazing.
Really
This is
good,
what I want to see more of in
indeed.
this. And
And the way he stands up, his posture is
his
absolutely
posture
immaculate. Immaculate.
posture just defines how great the physics on his dress is. And
Indeed.
this is what I wanted for Nurse. But
Indeed, yes.
sadly we would
Robbed.
we were robbed from this from the Nurse.
This is what we could have had.
I'm not sure why, because it just would fit perfectly with the Nurse.
It
It's
would.
just so nice. And how it
Oh,
it almost breathes
like a
when you
ballerina.
twirl it around. Mm-hmm.
I can imagine the music right now.
Yeah.
Just a beautiful pirouette. Amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very, very nice. He
I was
is an A
debating giving
tier.
this one an S, to be
Ooh,
honest. But
maybe.
it only has 1 point of physics. It does have these, but that's
Yeah.
really
And
weak.
if you go on to the other skin with the pointy
That's pretty
things,
cool, yeah. With the
he
ribbons, other shades.
on the back he does have a chain that moves around.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's pretty
very
nice.
nice.
It's slow though.
Yeah, it's not fast enough to notice
Yeah,
when you're
not
doing
very
intense
exciting.
speed running of spinnings.
Yeah,
But yeah, he's an A tier,
A
but
tier, yeah, agreed.
he's a low A tier in my
I would give him a
opinion.
strong A.
Ooh, interesting.
Um, okay, so okay, on to the next
Oni.
killer, the Oni. Uh, his hair physics could be more slightly disappointing, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Going into the store,
Yeah,
it doesn't really get much better. Yeah, not much physics. This is a waste of potential, really.
he's loud as well.
Cool character design, but yeah, his hair could be more swooshy.
Mm-hmm.
Just a big waste of potential, really. F,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, F. Over to you.
I I'm fully I fully agree with this one.
Hard
I
F.
I do think he's a strong F though. I do love the look of him, and I do think there's some missed potential, but I do love the hair physics and the
Yeah,
fact that he screams loud like all the time is really cool.
yeah.
So, but he is an F, a strong F though.
Strong F.
Hmm.
Strong F. Absolutely. Over to the next one. The Legion.
Hmm.
So, that's my
Uh,
reaction. If I could sum up this one in a sound, it would be ah. The skirt physics are okay on this one. Going over to the bunny, it gets a little better, but yeah. The physics are quite underwhelming. It's no elephant. It's no clown. Yeah, it's kind of bad. Honestly, this may upset some, but F. F.
I agree with that. It's just an F.
Yep.
F physics and F killer. Very
Mhm.
bad. This skirt does boost it though, but
It's maybe a light
not by
F
much. It's an
or a
F.
strong F. Yeah.
It's a medium F for me.
Medium. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Not the worst.
Yes.
And the last killer, who we can't get, but
Who we
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 can
do
still swoosh.
own.
Oh, we do. Awesome.
We do actually own this one. We
Wow.
don't own it.
Okay, so yeah, F, E,
Yes,
F,
strong F.
F, strong
Strong
F,
F.
worst killer.
He's a small, spinnable man, but
With
F.
no, it's like spinning a block of ice. It's like spinning a rock. There's no fun.
Hmm.
He doesn't even move.
Yeah.
He just stands there menacingly.
Yeah, and the fact that he has no other outfits
But
really puts it in
disappointing.
F.
Disappoint.
Strong F.
Probably the
I
worst,
mean, light
possibly.
F. Very bottom tier.
Yep.
Just
Agreed.
above the noose.
So that concludes our list. We've rated
Yeah,
all of them, and now we fight to the death to see whose
yeah.
list is the best.
Also, let us know if you want us to do a survivor tier list as well.
Indeed, indeed. So, here are the final lists. Comment down below on which one you prefer. I prefer mine. Thank you for watching. This has been Retro Plus and
goldenpigzilly.
goodbye.
Goodbye.